have a conversation.
And then we have Adenike Moronkeji Fagbemi, who will be joining SME. She's a team strategist and project coordinator at Brantel Nigeria, a storytelling brand that identifies the essence of empathy in bridging the gap between brands and prospective clients. Let's see what we can learn today from her. On SME this morning, we have Adenike Moronkeji Fagbemi. She's a team strategist and project coordinator at Brantel Nigeria, a storytelling brand that identifies the essence of empathy in bridging the gap between brands and prospective clients. It is great to have you. You are welcome.
Same here. Thank you. Good morning.
Okay. All right. I love what you do. In essence, let's break it down. I know we've spoken about, brand strategies, consulting and all that.
Yeah.
But what do you do to the layman in the layest terms that you can tell?
Okay,
what do you do?
Okay, so basically, we provide a platform for business owners, SMEs, small and medium enterprises, to tell their story, to share their story. I mean, the stories are what makes them unique in their own beats. So we give them a platform. It's not necessarily on TV, online, and we also educate them, we train them, we put them through the process on how they can, leverage on social media to scale their various businesses. So it's more of, okay, Brantel says your brands can tell your story.
Oh,
yeah, so
like
that's just basically.
So what kind of story are you expecting to hear from them? Is it stories of how they ventured into business? Is it personal stories? Are they professional, work-related stories? What kind of stories are you encouraging them to tell?
Okay, so the society promotes people to say the best of their stories. That's the good part of it. But for me and for our team, we encourage that business owners share their struggles. Yeah, because, the online world has taken us, away from the real life, and people just believe you need to fake it to make it. But it doesn't work that way. Business owners, yes, it doesn't always work that way. People don't talk about their struggles online, and that's what we want business owners to talk about. We want to normalize, sharing your struggles, your story of resilience, and how you've been able to, go through all of those struggles and be a better version of yourself. So
I will, yes. I will get to you because, Brantel, you are going to tell me your own story.
Okay.
But just for that, what stories have you received? Which ones maybe inspired you the most? Is there any specific one or two that you can share with us now?
Okay, so, well, let me just say from one of our push groups, a business owner shared something around 2 months ago on how one of our clients direct a brand because it was not well packaged. Yeah, this person did a fantastic job. She knows her onions. She does all these healthy drinks.
Okay.
But when it got to the client's location, it was not well labeled. And the client poured everything away and also informed the vendor. These are not regular stories that we hear. We just hear, oh, I'm sold out. But this is someone telling us that, oh, this particular transaction went wrong because I did not do a proper packaging of my brand.
What did she learn? I know it's quite obvious,
yeah,
but what did she learn?
Okay, so
what action did she
Yeah, the good thing is she was able to manage that crisis.
Okay.
She reached out to the vendor and asked for another chance. And this time around, the bills were on just to prove to the vendor that I know my work, I could be better, and I appreciate feedbacks, and this is the reaction after your feedback. So it's fantastic that people are able to amend their ways when people call their attention to something.
I like this. This is feedback and using it in business. Because I also had a friend who shared the story on social media. She said about the same thing. She also does food packaging. I said, the end consumer called and was, raking on the phone, and then she offered to send a new one, a new package and all of that. You see, but that's something, I see a number of businesses on social media. We'll talk about that also, what you do on social media, where somebody says no refund. Like they say no refund, all goods when delivered cannot be, doesn't that smell of, wouldn't you smell a fish or a rat somewhere? Like, don't you think that that's not the best way to go about selling your business?
It's not the best way to go about it. There should be opportunities for feedbacks and feed-forwards. So it's a two-way thing. And then when online vendors, post that on their bio or on their content, for me, it's a turn-off. Another turn-off for me is come into my DM to get the price of something. Like, we have over 1 million vendors doing the same thing with you.
Why because the prices are probably not constant.
Exactly.
They're trying to move, make the most of it. That's how bad is that for business?
Okay, so if your prices are not constant, I encourage that you use price range to be on the safer side. It's actually a turn-off for people. Why would you say I should slide into your DM? I have a whole lot of other persons doing the same thing that you are doing, and their policies are not as stiff as yours. So I would opt for them rather than coming to you.
Wonderful. Now, we've kicked off on social media. This is one lesson on social media. You also teach business owners to use social media to scale up and also to interact.
Yes.
What lessons, how do you teach them? What lessons do you teach these SMEs with social media?
Okay, so for different brands and different sectors, they actually have an audience. And I try to tell business owners that you should be active across boards, but you should also know where your audience are. Some persons get their audience on LinkedIn. Others get theirs on Facebook because you are speaking the language of your audience. And some people, they just jump on Twitter rants and Twitter trends, and they get their audience. So you need to first off identify where, your audience are, understand their language.
How do you identify that?
Yeah, okay, so let's say, for example, food business now. Instagram is known for the flashiness, the picture and all of that, the glitz and glamour on Instagram. So why would you be a food vendor and you're not on Instagram? If not for anything, for the fact that people are enticed easily by what they see. Yeah, so you should be there. And again, for food vendors, I tell them to go extra miles. Why do I have to come on your page as a food vendor and I feel comfortable to buy from you? This is something that I will be taking in, it's consumed. So you need to go extra mile and convince your audience. Building trust is very important. And building trust comes after you are very sure and confident that the product you have and you're about to release out there is worth the hype. Because, you can't be hyping nonsense. You need to be sure that I know this job and, man, my food are tasty. Then you gradually build the trust. You share behind the scenes. People want to know the environment at which you make your meals.
I like that.
People want to understand how hygienic it is. Like, a situation was shared to us sometimes ago in our push group on how an intending customer turned down the vendor because while she was decorating her cake, her fingers were all messed up. And this is something that the vendor is not saying. These people that buy online are not fools. Like, they have to consider a lot of things before they can put their money out there. And a lot of time I also say in my push group that your content as a business owner should appeal to the pain points and pleasure. It doesn't necessarily have to be too salesy. Tell us the solution that your business is bringing to the table rather than selling the product.
Wow, that's a gem there. We need to replay that when we get it on social media. So tell us the problem that your
product solves. Yes.
Wonderful. Now, as a business, as brand, tell me a story of a challenge, the not so good one, your own story at Brantel. You scaling up. How long have you been doing this? Okay,
so behind the cameras, it's close to a decade. But officially, it's almost 3 years.
Okay.
Yes.
So definitely you have your own stories. Tell me, just give me one or two of those.
Okay, so I started off as a journalist. I worked with the Nation newspaper when it started off in 2006 as an intern. Then I was retained, and I've freelanced for a couple of media houses within Nigeria and outside Nigeria. I've worked with non-governmental organizations too, either as a volunteer or a monitoring and evaluation officer. When we got to a stage, we are getting older. Marriage is setting in, you have responsibilities, and you need to do 1 or 2 or 3. So it doesn't have to be one stream of income, like the way Nigeria is now. So I thought of it that, okay, through my years in the media industry, I've gotten networks of people, even if you can't really show it financially. But these people, I can convert them to my net worth. So gradually, I identified that SMEs do not have the platform, or they could not afford some platforms. So we started with YouTube, and we're just playing around, really. at inception. And this also boils down to the fact that you do not have to have it all figured out before you start. Sometimes you just have to start.
Just kick off.
And along the way, you can, you know, shape it and learn. Yes. And most times, Nigerians, we learn by doing. So you keep doing, you get better, and you learn other ways not to do it. So I got into, you know, PR and branding. So I felt, oh, it's good. SMEs, they need a voice, they need a platform, and that was where Brantel came into me. So we're just scouting for people randomly. At inception, it was free, just for us to go with our crew, do our videos, and upload it on the YouTube channel. And, you know, it was not even about uploading on our status or our YouTube channels. Every business owner have a copy of that particular content. So for a business owner that is naturally shy, you know, video marketing goes a long way. But for a business owner that is naturally shy, when she has an interview that you did, it's always easy for them to upload on their, their social media platform. And like that, you know, we started growing and we understood that, oh, fine, this is no longer a not-for-profit. We need to make money along the way. So we had to put in structure, you know. I also had to undergo some classes from some top online people and, you know, subject myself to those environments, then be able to give back, because you can't give what you don't have. So I had to go back to do some courses, you know, and these courses are available everywhere, actually on Udemy, on Coursera, on Google. We can actually access courses that are still free or very low in prices. And that was how Brantel started, actually.
Okay.
Just helping people to tell their story.
And all of that. Okay, wonderful. This was quite expository. And yes, wishing you the best.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank
you. So we hope you're able to pick up something there as an SME owner there from Brantel. And yeah, that was it. So, but we have something here, but you've given us some nuggets, and I like that. I love the part where you spoke about solving a problem and all of that. I hope you have a problem of breakfast this morning. Have you had breakfast?
I haven't.
So, I am preparing to solve that problem now. This is my solution that I have given to you.
Okay.
And this solution is there are a lot of people that are part of this with me. Titi and Winfrey are also part of this, but hey, come on. Let's solve that problem now. Please, let's have you here in our kitchen. Please, this way. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you. Man, is this not too high for me?
I'll hold on to it for you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's do this.
Okay, thank
With us today, we have Chef Nike.
She's even my namesake.
Even better.
Nike Square.
So you know what? When it comes to sweet treats, we are using this as a point of contact for your month of August to be sweet. Yeah. Chef Nike has made French toast.
Okay.
French toast with fruits. Amazing stuff. So the month of August is going to be a very sweet one. Yeah. This is the first one we're making for today. Hope you liked what you saw, everyone. And we're going to be handing this over to you.
Okay.
So you have a very balanced.
Looks
Very good. All right.
Okay.
So they're actually sticks, and it's one of those cases whereby you can actually pick it up and
Put it in the sauce.
yes, you can.
This is the sauce? Yes.
Okay, fabulous. So there are two types of bread there. There is white bread, then there's
brown bread.
brown bread.
Okay.
wow.
Yeah.
Bread is not cheap these days. So.
It's not though. It's not
at all.
Which is why.
Chef Nike, thank you for this. We know that these days now, bread is not just that easy to get. What do you think about it, Nike?
It's tasty. I mean, that's the main thing.
Have you tried the apple, the fruits?
Well,
I'm loving it myself. And then it might interest you to know that the sauce, she made it herself. Maple syrup, she made it from scratch, making it even more tasty. A very tasty way to start the month, everyone. Yes, sir.
This month of August. And August visitor. Nah, don't mind. I'm not the one.
An August visitor will visit you.
Thank you for being a part of this show.
Thank you.
We will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Bye.